This is TWiT.
So Dell, like HP last August, has rebranded all of their PC lines. And in doing so, they have gotten rid of all of their brands. So
one of the best known brands in computing.
I would say one of the few brands in our space that is up there with like ThinkPad or...
Yeah. The XPS was beloved.
Yep. And the Latitude for different, XPS, Inspiron, Latitude. You knew what you were buying.
Yeah. So before so these guys got reamed when they went public with it.
Well, this is literally a ripoff of Apple. I mean, this is...
Well, it's also, so by the way, everyone's saying that, but actually because of the names, like the names they chose, you mean?
Dell Pro, Dell Max.
So the Apple
M1,
Dell
M1
Pro is
M1
not,
Max, and there's one more. There's Ultra, right?
Yeah. So, well, there will be next year, I guess. So,
yeah.
I think that might be a joke. That might be, I don't know, but this is actually very similar to what HP did. But in HP's defense, because I asked them at the time, I was like, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "Well, we had customers that came to us and said, you have your most popular brands are named after a ghost and a purple bug." And I was like, okay.
That's a good point. And it's good probably to clear the decks, but you have a lot invested in a brand.
But ahead of the Dell public reveal of this, this wasn't me, but someone asked them, "I don't understand why you're using these names." And it's like, well, it's logical, blah, blah, blah. And like, yeah, here's an idea. Why don't you just use XPS for the good one instead of whatever the stupid name you're using? And everyone was like, yes. It was like, duh.
Yeah.
I mean,
if upside to the Dell Pro Max, it means it leaves you room for the Dell Pro Max Ultra.
Yeah. The Dell Pro Max Ultra SE R2.
Yeah, it'll accrete, just like your Azure bill, it'll start accreting more.
It's name creep. And
name creep.
It's just not good. I appreciate an attempt at consistency. I get it. I appreciate an attempt at simplicity. But
I guess you kind of know what you're getting, right?
Here's the problem, though.
The slide says Dell nothing, which, by the way, that's
always ridiculous.
A problem in the Apple world when you don't have
the one that just says Dell, which is your name, that's the one that's a piece of crap? Is that what you're telling me?
Designed for play, school, and work.
It's designed for people who don't buy our computers because something like 70% of their sales are to businesses. Why do you even make those?
Now, underneath this, it says you have Dell Base, Dell Plus, and Dell Premium.
Right.
And all three of these actually have Base, Plus, and Premium. So you could, in theory, buy a Dell Pro Max Premium
Base or Dell Pro Max Base.
Base.
I got the nicest one, but not really. I don't understand. What is that? Who buys that? You got like a Cadillac Cimarron? What is that thing? What are you doing?
And then the Pro is designed for professional grade productivity.
Sure it is. I don't know. So, I mean, look, they obviously have brands like Latitude and Precision in the commercial space.
So they're not, it's not a one-for-one replacement, is it? Because they have many more names.
They used to, yeah.
I disagree with this so strongly. But I see this happening
like the
elsewhere.
Jaguar rebrand, right? What is going on?
I think this is the question. Like, brands are hard for sure, but honestly, Inspiron, Precision, Latitude, XPS, these are unique to Dell. They're not all iconic, but I would argue they're pretty good brands. Dell Base. What is this? Like, are you trying to get out of this business? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I think it's weird.
You know what? This may be one of those things where it's like, there's another VP coming up who's going to get to be able to rebrand these again and get their promotion.
Oh my God, though. But that's you can't do this back to back. You're stuck. You've made a years-long decision here. Yeah. You're stuck with this.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if they, 2 years from now, it's like they bring back an XPS.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yep.
I really think your business customers, your enterprise customers go, sorry, I'm only buying Latitudes. You don't sell Latitudes anymore. Then I guess I can go look elsewhere.
And not just Latitudes, but like, I don't know them anymore, but back in the day, they were like Latitude C, Latitude D, and they had specific interoperability, not requirements, promises, guarantees, and for many years. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure I'm sure they'll continue that. I guess I know that's.
I'll guarantee you, there's a document for the salespeople and the big corporate customers. There's like, this is when you want a Latitude C, it is a this.
So if you were Asus right now, you should be like, all right, listen, we're going to do a Latitude line of business laptops
right now. Names.
Yeah,
just right now. Yeah. So yeah,
that's one of the biggest cell phones. Like, it's amazing.
They're keeping the Alienware brand. Yeah, but yes, they are.
Alienware is nobody knows,
but they're on there. Right? Yeah, I mean, HP actually did the same thing with their
their gaming.
Whatever not ROG. No, they don't own ROG. What's the one they own? Omen. They kept that brand too.
Yeah,
so they're not.
But they acquired Alienware in the first place, right? It was
right.
It was a separate entity.
It's so different
and
from
Lenovo
everything
has Legion.
that
I think it's sensible because you don't want to tarnish your brand with gaming.
No, definitely you should tarnish it with your best customers instead. I don't know. No one was asking for this. It's just so weird. I don't like it. At least the HP one, I was like, okay. Like now when they explain it, you're like, oh yeah, okay. But then I see the products coming out and it's all like Omni, Elite, something like Studio Book, whatever. And then it has these addendums like, the X360s they used to have are now called Flip. So it's like Omnibook X Ultra, whatever, Flip. And you're like, wasn't Spectre kind of cool? And it's like, I guess not in Japan or something, but come on, you could just rename it there. No,
yeah, Lenovo got tangled up in the names like this too. Like, is it a yoga? It's like there's too many.
I think this is a periodically. This is probably something you want to do is go through your names.
You know what? Dell didn't do that. They stuck with the Latitude XPS. Is from
they literally haven't added a brand.
They really. Theirs were clear, so that's why they
rebought, and resold VMware in the time it took them to do this one rebranding. Like,
they went public and went private and went public again.
Went back public, bought VMware, sold VMware. They're like, should we get rid of XPS? Some guy in the back's like, yeah, I don't even know.
Why not?
You know what so Leo will remember this because this came up on the podcast, but when Microsoft was looking for a CEO after Steve Ballmer, one of the chief candidates was Alan Mulally, who went on to, I think at the time was leading Ford. But when he went to Ford, he did the same thing that Satya Nadella eventually did at Microsoft, bring in all the product groups, show me what you're doing. And so he has them all there in the room. They get the matrix of all the cars. He goes, let me ask you a question. I only know one brand that this company makes. It's called Taurus, and I don't see it on this list. Where's the Taurus? And they're like, yeah, we renamed that like several years ago to the Ford 500, I think. He goes, yeah, rename it back. And they did. They came back. Taurus came back because of him. He's like, this is a stupid decision.
You don't waste brand equity.
No,
that's really, I would think, marketing 101. If you've got brand equity built up, people know it. People spend a lot of money on advertising to get those names known.
And it's so rare to land on one that just is
that
perfect.
Everybody knows. Yeah.
And XPS
this was not broken. This was not broken.
I feel like XPS was one of the few really like solid, everyone's heard of it, ThinkPad level brands in the PC space.
Totally. Yeah. What? Did nobody survey on this? Like, are you crazy?
I know. It's sad.
Oh, well. I mean, it's in the scheme of things, it's a pretty minor.
I disagree. This is the most burning problem in our industry right now. This is I don't know. It's just so pointless and unnecessary. I think is the problem.
I did love the XPSs. I owned many XPSs.
Oh my God.
They ran out of good ideas. They decided to start down the bad ideas.
Yeah.
And also, all their laptops are not going to be an inch thick. They got rid of that too. They're not doing thin and light anymore.
What would the XPS equivalent be?
Dell Pro Max Premium Wow.
It depends on. So, it's possible they overused XPS at some point, but it will be the
medium,
top,
the middle.
But the top it should be the top SKU. Okay, it should be the premium version of that SKU.
Dell Pro Max Premium
base
Ultra Wowie.
I don't know.
Or as we're going to call it, the DPM PM.
Oh, speaking of Dell, though, the one thing they also did announce at CES is they have AMD-based computers coming out for the first time ever. They're adopting AMD, so they don't always make. Is it
really the first time?
Yeah, that's how they described it anyway.
Oh, gosh, I thought I could get an AMD on a Dell. Maybe not.
I don't shop a lot at Dell, so I'm not really that one. I'm not.
Well, my Alienware is an AMD, but that's not Dell.
Okay,
right?
but that's yeah.
They did make the Alienware better by making it more repairable, more standard parts. It was so non-standard. I can't do anything with this Alienware. It's just a weird.
Yeah. So that's a
proprietary.
That's something we're seeing everywhere, which is really nice. Exposed screws, normal screws.
Yeah.
Nothing. Get in, and it's easy.
Yeah.
If you have a laptop, they all have methods for disabling the battery externally before you shut it off, and then
that's huge.
It's unbelievable. You don't have to worry about killing yourself, basically.
Yeah.
And it's nice. So that stuff that has gotten a lot better.
Some things are getting better.
Yep. Most things are terrible.
Most things are not.
That one thing, way better. If that's where you're at, your life is looking good in 2025.
I'm trying to celebrate something.
I know.
It's going to be okay.
We all are, Leo.
Hey, it's me, Leo Laporte. I hope you've enjoyed this little snippet from Windows Weekly. If you want to see more, want to catch the whole show, you can subscribe in your favorite podcast client or visit our website, twit.tv/WW. And of course, there's links right below me.